It's June, which means Happy Pride Month, everybody. This month is dedicated to all the gays having good company and all the big companies turning gay. So it only makes sense that we should take a look at a creator who was harassed off the internet for liking women.
That's a lot of nuts!
Today we're going to be talking about content creator JoCat, who is a Twitch streamer, YouTuber, animator, songwriter, gamer, and quite a few other things. Honestly, an impressive array of talents when it comes to content creation, and the harassment that they faced back in December of last year for simply liking women. Obviously, the story's a little bit more complicated than that. It comes from a viral meme that started to spread when JoCat, during his Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, decided to have a bit of a spontaneous moment where he parodied Lizzo's I Like Boys, stating the girls that he liked in Baldur's Gate 3. And if any of you guys have played it, you know that Baldur's Gate 3 has quite an array of women for you to pick from, so it's kind of difficult to not find at least one that tickles your fancy, but JoCat was adamant to express that all of them tickled his fancy.
Well, I mean, yeah, but, sure, I like to joke around and talk about how, I'm strong women all the time, but that's not the only girls I like. I like big girls, pretty kitty girls, really witty girls, singing ditty girls. I like the licky girls with the nice thighs. I like a good chest, no matter what size. I like the belly folds, I like the six-packs, really tall queens, and the short stacks. From the mild girls to the wild girls. You got style girls, make them proud girls. Yeah, I just really like girls.
This is what we in the streaming business like to refer to as a spicy meme ball. See, when it comes to Twitch streaming, it's very easy for anybody to hop on and play a video game and react to stuff while their chat spams emotes, but if you want to be different from the thousands of other people that are playing the same game as you, we gotta work in a little bit of entertainment and comedy, and when it comes to somebody who has experience in animating, songwriting, memeing, and jokes, well, it only makes sense to make a little bit of a pre-written segment like something like this. So witty comeback when chat inevitably asks something like, what's your favorite girl in Baldur's Gate 3? And leave it to JoCat to write up a little ditty, have Lizzo's song ready with the stream key button, and provide a little bit of extra production to his stream. And obviously, if you're gonna take the effort to do all of that, and you happen to be an animator, why would you not make an animation with the little sing-songy jingle that you made for your Twitch stream and share it on Twitter, which would then proceed to ruin your life? JoCat would find a tremendous amount of success from this little jingle and the accompanying animation. It went viral on TikTok. Thousands of people were spreading it over the course of several years, but unfortunately, nearing the end of 2023, it caught the wind of Twitter, which subsequently labeled it as the single cringiest video to ever hit the internet. And I don't exactly understand why. Like, sure, it's easy to hate on anything, but calling this the gayest video ever about liking women, that's kind of fucking funny, actually, now that I think about it. But listen, if you're just gonna harass somebody for being cringe in any aspect, if we did that every time somebody had a moment of cringe, there'd be no content creators left. And let me remind you, this is the farthest from the cringiest animation that Twitter has ever seen, and I can prove it in 5 words.
Hi, my name is Reggie.
It's not that JoCat made a bad animation. I think taking a look at the art, you can all say that it looks pretty solid as far as animations and even songs that you see online. It's pretty well done as far as memes go, and it makes sense for it to have gone as viral in as many places as it did. But unfortunately, once it gets to a certain point, you become Nickelback, where the hate that people have for hearing this thing that you have that's gone popular so often begins to completely outweigh the thing itself, and now, instead of it being popular and people hating it because of that, it now just becomes more popular to hate on the thing. I've got exactly one example over my shoulder of Zero Suit Camus, a big meme creator, tweeter on Twitter, but there were many examples of accounts that were just posting JoCat's animation in order to farm rage bait engagement and get anybody who didn't also enjoy the song or at this point had become sick of it to like it, retweet it, and reignite the discourse of, man, this is the cringiest thing I've ever seen online. And it just basically wouldn't go away. At least to JoCat, that's what it felt like. And so, nearing the end of December of last year, JoCat made a tweet. Despite the fact that he had shared some memes and had talked about the amount of attention that he was getting from this animation and the amount of people who were hating on him for it years after he had actually made the thing, he had decided that it had become too much. He had sustained way too much online harassment. He had even received some form of like death threats or like a suspicious package sent to his house. He no longer wanted to deal with the fallout of this thing that he made years ago, and so he called an indefinite quits. If you can't tell, I hate this, okay? If you're a content creator, and I have said this dozens and dozens of times, you can call it cope at this point, this job isn't easy. Even if you're a talented individual with artistic talent and the ability to really garner a large audience and keep people's attention, whether it be through Twitch streams or YouTube streams or whatever, it's tough on anybody. Regardless of who you are and how much stuff you make, you have to sort of spread into different areas. Take a look at the number of different videos that people like PewDiePie or whomever that you watch on YouTube have made over the years. You have to try everything to do your best to try and stay as relevant as you are. And in the grand scheme of things, a sort of goofy, albeit cringy little animation that was made basically wholly from scratch from an off-the-cuff song that you made in a Twitch stream is just a content creator doing their best to create content. It absolutely, in no situation, in my opinion, should lead to doxing, harassment, or being bullied off the internet. Chris Brown still has a career. There are YouTube content creators that are genuine criminals still churning out videos like nothing bad ever happened. This feels like the last individual that should be garnering the attention of people who want to spread hate. While some content creators, like Zero Suit Camus, did later come out and make an apology for adding to the riot fire that was people hating on this animation that, again, was made years and years ago, it feels terrible that a content creator who made an innocent enough meme would face this much backlash over nothing more than just, I found this cringe, it felt icky, therefore you should die. Horrible. Why are we talking about this now? Because after a 6-month hiatus, as of just yesterday or the day before at this point, JoCat's back. I'm sure you guys have seen this image posted on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. It's a bit of engagement bait. That's basically, here's a bunch of women's bodies in different shapes and colors as they do come. Which one's your favorite? And JoCat made a recreation, artistic rendition of his character taking every one of these women on a date, stating, I like all women. What a badass comment from a dude who made an animation about liking women. That's how you do a comeback. JoCat would proceed to make a bunch of other tweets talking about the situation now that everybody had noticed that he had come back, because this artistic redraw that he made in the same vein as what he went viral for initially is now going viral again. I personally feel a little bit motivated at the post that he made talking about having contingencies and guidelines about how he's going to deal with this going forward, and the fact that he didn't completely get booted off the internet simply for being cringe. Because again, if that was true for everybody, I'd be out of a job. So good to have you back, JoCat. I hope as somebody with as much talent as you have continues to make content that many people can enjoy, even if there are people that are going to tear you down for it, regardless, because that's true for all of us, and I'd be lying if I didn't say I was a little bit motivated after hearing this situation unfold. And because of that, I'm going to be making a video every single day this week, just because, regardless of how I feel about it, because I have things I want to talk about, and I'm sure at least some of you probably want to hear about it. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. Big shout out to the patrons. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.